Hi, I'm Jessica.
I'm Emmalynn.
And in today's video, we are going to talk about how we are fully immersed in our Sarah Adams era. I'm not really sure what, made me bite the bullet and just download a Sarah Adams
I know.
book.
I know what it is.
Okay, tell me.
You don't read books you own. That's it.
That's it. You're right. We do have Kindle Unlimited. Side note, both of these books that we're going to talk about are on Kindle Unlimited. But before we get into that, I was just going to show you guys that Emmalynn got me When in Rome and Practice Makes Perfect for a part of my Mother's Day gifts. And I didn't know that these were intertwined. They have overlapping characters. But when I was reading the backs of the books side by side, I was like, Rome, Kentucky. Rome, Kentucky. That's interesting. Oh, that person's in this one. Oh, that person's in this one. So, I don't think you have to necessarily, read When in Rome first, but it would probably make more sense if you do.
It might spoil.
Yeah, but I'm excited to get to these. But today, the two books we are going to be talking about is the It Happened in Nashville duology.
I hope it just keeps going, but I don't think it's going to.
More books?
Yeah.
The reason I was initially drawn to start with this set here is because obviously it's in Nashville and we love Nashville. We used to live within an hour of Nashville. It's great. If you've never been there, highly recommend it.
Even if you hate country music.
Yes.
There's so
many other awesome things to do. But the first book in this duology is called The Off-Limits Rule. And this book follows a girl named Lucy. And Lucy is a single mom living with her brother. She just got out of a situation where she had moved away to kind of prove to herself that she could be on her own and raise her son by herself, and it didn't really work out, and she realized that she needed to be back near her family, so she moved in with her brother, and her brother's name is Drew. And so Drew is kind of trying to get her out in the world, make friends, have fun. She's still pretty young, and so one day he invites her to go on his boat with his best friend Cooper. And at first Lucy is kind of turned off by the idea of Cooper because he's kind of a ladies' man, and he just seems to be kind of a player, just playing the field, and she has no interest in that. But something about him she's drawn to, and she doesn't really think she has a chance because she's a little hung up on the fact that she is a single mom, that she's had a kid, so she doesn't feel like she's as attractive as the girls he typically dates. And also her brother is you don't get involved with Cooper, trust me, because her brother also thinks that he's a ladies' man. But there's a reason Cooper has not really gotten serious with a girl, and we find out about that later on. But the thing I liked most about this book, the Nashville setting didn't really it didn't hit as hard as I thought it would. There wasn't even really any iconic locations that stood out to me. I don't even think they really talked about anything famous.
I feel like there was a few, but nothing that I would immediately think of. I feel like you'd have to be probably a little bit, maybe.
But the thing that I loved most about this book was just Lucy's inner dialogue was hilarious, and like, very relatable at times, but, like, the things that she would also say aloud was hilarious. Like, did she really just say that, or did she really just do that? I don't know. She was just she was quirky, but, like, not because she was trying to be, she just is.
Yeah.
And I don't know. She was just a very likable, lovable, relatable character. What do you think?
I don't know what more to add. Mom was the one that got me to read this.
I, like, flew through it. I was like, you have to read this. It is so good. It's cute. I was, like, laughing out loud reading some of the parts.
And it's under 300 pages. Both books are. And I read both of them very quickly. It was exactly what I needed at the time. Just something you don't have to think too hard about, but it's not your typical romance.
Yeah.
There's no third act breakup.
Yes.
And
there's no smut whatsoever.
Yeah.
Both of these are completely clean. But still there's pining, there's, you know, obviously romance, but there's just no smut. So that's what we're here for. Anything else you want to add about that one?
It was just really funny. Like,
I could
describe it
like,
in one
really
word.
Entertaining. Like, if you're needing a pick-me-up, or if you're in a reading slump, for sure, I would say this book is definitely one you should check out.
It's like a reality TV show, but there's not really any drama. It's just...
It's relatable. It's so real life.
Yeah.
I gave this book 4.5 stars.
As did I.
Okay. So then, after I read this one and really enjoyed it, I was like, oh, we'll head on over into book 2, which is The Temporary Roomie. And this book follows Lucy's brother, Drew, who is a gynecologist, obstetrician. That's right, isn't he? Yeah. Sure. He delivers babies. And it also follows Lucy's boss.
Lucy's a hairdresser.
Yeah, Lucy's a hairdresser, and her boss, Jesse, owns the salon that she works at. And Jesse and Andrew, or Drew, are both in book 1, but this book is like spotlight on them. So, in book 1, you see a little bit of Jesse and Drew's dynamics come into play at the end, but book 2 starts out with, like, right where book 1 left off, which is Jesse hates Drew, and you don't really, like, understand why until she tells him later on. But, like, this whole book is just centered on their, like, tension, if you will, and Jessie finds herself in a predicament of, at first her grandpa thinks that she's engaged, and she's pregnant, and so to, like, hide that she's not really engaged, Lucy's like, oh, you can pretend to be married to my brother Drew, and Jessie's like, I hate your brother, why would he do that for me? So that happens at first. Then it evolves into Jessie's home is under, like, major renovations because, like, pipes breaking or something.
Yeah, and then there was mold.
And then they start undoing it, and there's mold. And so she can't live at her house. So she needs a place to live, hence the name Temporary Roommate, or Roomie. And so Lucy's like, you can go live with my brother. And so reluctantly she does. And then there's, like, pranking involved between them, which is extremely childish, but honestly hilarious. What else happens?
Even the things they bicker over is so funny. At times, you're like, oh my gosh, get on with it.
Yeah, at times I was finding myself, like, a little annoyed with Jessie because she just, like, couldn't get past her own prejudices against Drew, and it almost made her into like a bitter person in some ways, and that got on my nerves. But you do see her evolve and grow and learn to start trusting him, and eventually she really warms up to him. But I don't know. This book was also interesting to me because I've never heard of a romance book being written about a pregnant woman where she's
I feel like normally it's just in the middle, like a pregnancy.
I mean, it's like the book starts out, she's pregnant, and she, like, the father of her baby doesn't really want anything to do with her, or, I mean, kind of the baby, but definitely not. Definitely doesn't want to be in a relationship with her. So it's a very interesting perspective to have, like, her being pursued by another guy, and that's the center of the romance. So I thought that was unique. And again, I've never heard of a book like that before. But the thing that I liked about this one was, like, the pranking back and forth. They were both, like, extremely sarcastic to one another, her especially. I don't know.
Well, Lucy and Cooper are also in this a lot.
Yes, they are. They are in this, which
I enjoyed.
That made me like it more than I wouldn't have if they weren't.
I feel like a lot of things that are, like, kind of series, but not. It's like the main characters just disappear. And they lived happily ever after. We're going to talk about their brother or sister.
They're pretty central to.
That was so rude.
Just stop, okay? No one cares.
Larry, is that you?
They are pretty central to the story, so I did enjoy that they stayed in there. I didn't like this one as much, but I still enjoyed it. I gave it 3.5 stars, I think.
I think I did 2. Or maybe just 3.
But yeah, I would say if you're interested in a clean romance that's still funny, still relevant, still has good dialogue, good banter, yeah, it was a really good time, I would say. And that just really, like,
you're still
paved the way. And I finished today, yesterday, took on a Gentleman, which I also really enjoyed, and we'll talk about in a different video because I really want Emmalynn to read that one now. But yeah, if you have read any Sarah Adams books, let us know which one was your favorite. I will definitely be taking one, if not both of these, on our
You're gonna wait till the
trip, perhaps. I'll save this one for the trip. I might get to this one before, but yeah, I'm excited to read these. This definitely gives, like, summer vibes. The tattoos are, like, honestly a little funny, but it's cute. It's cute. Anyways, we hope that now that school is over for us, mostly, that we can start being more consistent with our Instagram again and making videos, and hopefully our goal of 1 video a week can get back into action. So anyways, let us know what your favorite Sarah Adams book is, which one is on your TBR. Maybe one of these is now on your TBR, and we will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.